Hey y'all, happy witching hour. It's High Priestess Jamila. I wanted to come and just make a few commentaries. I got like several videos that I have recorded. I got a bunch of videos that I need to upload. It's weird, but I just haven't felt up to doing it. Yeah, I guess I can get it done tomorrow. I've been busy, super dealing with stuff. And right now, I just wanted to come and talk for a couple of minutes. Before I eat my milk and cookies and go to sleep because I made a batch of cookies. So, about to do that and then fall asleep while I watch this movie. But I wanted to come and talk about how annoying internet parasites and psychic vampires are. And so, the, I wanted to come and just say this, and it's really insane. The ones that, and I do mean try, the ones that try me. The one thing that irritates me the most about them is that number one, they think that they can take away from other people just by irritating or annoying them. However, what really, really, really irritates me is internet parasites. Is the number one top reason, and I'm gonna talk about another couple of reasons because I know what they thinking. Just because I'm a mind reader, they think that just because they come to the internet a person and see the ones that want to be psychic vampires, which I don't know why anybody would want to be a psychic vampire. It's like you're not shooting for the stars. You're like literally stupid. So they end up being just parasites. They end up being reduced to being parasites. They've been looking at me, watching what I've been doing and talking about, and they've been responding to it, right? And so the one thing that they love to do is to continue on their desperate acts that don't work, especially on me. But they like to do that to try to prove that what we do to defend ourselves and to liberate ourselves doesn't actually work. Now, one thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about, and I've been meaning to talk to y'all about, is the reason why psychic vampires and parasites exist in the first place. First of all, vampirism is sometimes about glamour. Vampire magic is about seduction. Okay. Vampire magic is not about desperately seeking a person's attention. But we do know that there are some people who do that. We see them doing it all the time. It's ridiculous. So that's why we don't like to call them psychic vampires anymore. We like to just call them parasites or parasitic people. They do the things that they do and they are the way that they are because they have unhealthy attachments. They have unhealthy parasitic attachments. So, what you project out to the world is what you are, pretty much. And what they are is people that have unhealthy attachments to certain entities that cause them to display embarrassing and codependent behaviors. You would think that they would eventually learn how to deal with their unhealthy attachments or habits. Sometimes it can be a bad habit, like drinking, smoking, other drugs, right? That they can't really afford to fulfill. But many of them still have unhealthy attachments. So, this is the reason why they need to latch on, or at least try to latch on to you. They got sophisticated by trying to do astral travel, trying to connect these silver cords to people. We've dealt with all of that. And so it's, really honestly, that whole thing played out in 2022, years ago, years ago. Then also another thing is that when you see the off-putting behavior, especially internet parasites, why are you trying to talk to me? Why are you stalking and obsessing over me after 12 or 13 years? You think people can't see you? They don't think people realize that they really have no purpose, or either they haven't found their purpose, or maybe they don't have a purpose. Surely they have to be made aware of how ridiculous redundant they look for stalking you around the internet for years. They get no ROI on it whatsoever. And the most they can hope for is to create a group of other psychic vampires that function the same way that they do, but they're very limited. They're kept within a box. So, and they're desperate. The ones that I'm dealing with have been in rotation daily. But their carbon footprint is bad. Because Mother Earth was kind of talking about all the herbs that we have to use. The sage. Sage, white sage, is actually on the brink of kind of like not being available anymore. White sage is very, 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 uh, what's the word I'm looking for? It's endangered. Because white sage is phenomenal in immediately destroying parasites and psychic vampirism. It's phenomenal. If you're somebody, and I recorded a video on TikTok. I just haven't put it up yet. Um, if you're somebody that doesn't feel comfortable with using white sage, then stinging nettle would actually be a good replacement for it. Um, but yeah, they're starting to irritate me with that. Oh, I'm still gonna do this. But you've been told to leave people alone. You've been told to stop trying to communicate with or about people. You've been told to shut your mouth. Then that's when something happens. They get to playing victim. They always play victim. It's ridiculous. We know the reason why the reactionary is there is because you've been hearing me. And you know what irritates me is that I'm doing my job. The ones that y'all know, the ones that stalk and harass me, they're just one group that no one cares about anymore, right? Okay, what about all of the other people that need help? So we're supposed to not speak about what they want to be. These people are wannabe. Why would you want to be a parasite? Well, and it's because whatever entity is on them oppresses them, gives them low self-worth and low self-esteem, controls their subconscious. There are people out there that need my help, that need my guidance, who have real parasites and real psychic vampires in their lives. You know what I'm saying? And nobody has time to deal with people on the internet who clearly have already been excommunicated from everybody in their lives, probably. They've been excommunicated from everybody in their lives. Really try to project that excommunication and try to get other people excommunicated because they don't want it to be their reality, but that is the reality. And unless you are trying to seek help for it and be respectful about it, we don't want to deal with you. Nobody has to be forced to deal with these people. They feel entitled to use other people on the internet, or to attempt to use other people on the internet as sponges, which is why they do something called trolling. Yeah. So here lately, I've been speaking more about psychic vampirism and internet parasites, or just parasitic people, period. And they've been reactionary about it because that's what those people like. For me, I would shoot for the stars. I don't know, for me, instead of being a psychic vampire or a parasite, I'd rather be a magi. I'd rather be a magician. I'd rather be a high priestess. Why would you want to be the lowest common denominator? To me, that makes no sense, but whatever. Whatever. They have attachments. And then also, when it comes to psychic vampirism and parasite and energy harvesting, it's something that's been talked about a lot in the spiritual community. How can you be a practitioner when you haven't figured out how to protect your energy? You have to be able to protect your energy. Most of us that know how to protect our energy are doing it, and we're doing it well. Just because you come to the internet and do the same thing and you're incapable of doing anything better does not mean that we're supposed to be convinced. Because for me, this is the one thing about it: you have to let go. And I've never had that problem, but a lot of people have this thing to where they're stuck on, well, I just want them to just be quiet. And yeah, that's what they need to do. That's the ultimate message: leave people alone, stop contacting people, don't make any contact. Don't try to open up any kind of conversation with a person, because that's what they're doing. That's why they keep running their mouths. That's why they keep spreading rumors about you. That's why they keep harassing you. That's why they keep hating on you. Is because they want to communicate. They want some kind of communion with the person. You know what I'm saying? However, I'm gonna tell y'all something straight up and down. The psychic vampires and parasites, mostly, like, I'd say it's probably maybe one psychic vampire. All the rest of them parasites. They've been doing it literally. For me, they've been doing the same thing for 13, 14 years, and it ain't never bothered me. It never stopped me from manifesting. Never. It got kind of bad when I linked up physically with a parasite. But, that's stuff that you can heal from quickly. It doesn't matter what they do or say every day. The end goal is not to get them to quit running their mouth. The end goal is to take back your power and protect your energy. And that's being done anyway. They can come and make a fool out of themselves every single day and look foolish. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? They want to convince people, like I've heard some of them that's in their network say, well, I'm still on here talking shit. No, you need to get a life. So talking shit but not being able to back it up and having no way how, that means that you are powerful because you're talking shit. That's their logic. Seem like to me they just need to get a life. Seem like to me they need to do some soul searching, or maybe perhaps just accept who they are. Because, I have ran into a couple of creature features in social media, and they literally are creatures. Society has been dealing with the boogeyman and creature features that go bump in the night for billions of years. Why do you think you're special? Throughout history, we have repeatedly, repeatedly defeated them. Repeatedly, on a regular basis, have defeated them. Why do they think that what they're doing is groundbreaking? I tell you what is groundbreaking is being able to get an alchemy spell to work. I tell you what is groundbreaking is doing some healing. Being a parasite and somebody that's latched on to another person because you need to sit down. And you know what's crazy? Oh, yeah, another thing I wanted to talk about, um, the readings that I did and the zodiac signs that got the red X. Okay. I don't know why. I think I'm going to restart this phone, this other phone, because I don't know why it's not charging. I can promise you that with psychic vampires, the ones, well, no, okay. The zodiac signs who came up with the red X, it's because probably mainly and mostly it's because they are stubborn. So if you look at my community wall, Aries got a green check for the most part. Doesn't mean that Aries is not going through it. That's just what my spirits read. Tauruses got the red X. And I'm going to tell you why. Tauruses are stubborn. They don't want to listen. Geminis and Cancers and Leos got the green check. Virgos got a red X, which surprised me. That surprised me about Virgos. But you know what? I could definitely see that because for the past year or two, I always include Virgos in my lineup of readings that I do. And Virgos typically get the least views and the least likes. Well, guess what happened? The readings that I put up for the Virgo about the psychic vampires and parasites on TikTok got the most likes. So I'm proud of Virgos because Virgos are like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Something is going on here. Something just ain't right here. Right? So it seems like Virgos are making a turnaround. Libra got a green check. Scorpio, Sagittarius, and Capricorn. Scorpios think they know everything. They don't know how to listen. Sagittarius think that they know everything. They don't want to listen. I think it depends on their situation. Capricorns tend to do know how to listen, but I think that the thing about Capricorns and why they got a red X is because Capricorns, they pretty much already get a bad rep, and it's because they're connected to Saturn. And I think that if you are a Capricorn, it is really important for you to be connected and protected by your planetary gods, which would either be Cronus, the three sisters of fate, Hecate. If you are a Capricorn, it is really important for you to seek that that guidance and that protection and power from Saturn. And I think that a lot of Capricorns, I think that if they have not found that out, that they're going to find out. You know what I'm saying? At least the ones that I assist, because I actually do have one Capricorn client currently that I've been working with on a lot of stuff, and she's been really happy with the results of her work. But anyway, but yeah, I can promise you that Tauruses are stubborn. They don't want to listen to nobody. And it's like, well, the thing of it is about psychic vampires and parasites is that people don't believe what we be saying to them until they're forced to believe in it, until they see. Because a lot of times when skate by and you can get by, but when your energy reserves have went down and you start to realize what the fuck, because what it ends up being is that ultimately, if you're not paying attention, the parasites and psychic vampires, they do end up doing what's called destiny swapping with people, to where sometimes they become everything that that person is, and the target becomes the parasite. It's like they switch places to you. It's like every circumstance, every negative destiny, every negative thing that's wrong ends up being bestowed upon the person. And they look crazy, but really what they're doing is they're subconsciously switching places with you. That's just like, let's say if you weighed 140 pounds, right? 140 pounds is not fat at all, right? That's obviously, if you're 140 pounds, I don't even care if you're 4 foot 11. You are not fat at all. But a psychic vampire will come and just tell you that you're fat. You're fat. You're fat. You're fat. You need to lose weight. Ooh, you're fat. You're chunky. You're fat. You look disgusting. And obviously, it's not the truth, right? But if they repeat it repetitively enough, and that energy is hitting you and you're taking that into your subconscious, then the next thing you know, I mean, even if you don't gain any weight, you're still kind of, that's in your consciousness that you're fat, right? And they may even be a fat person. They may even be morbidly obese. Next thing you know, you could be gaining a whole slew shitload of weight while they're getting smaller, or they may not even get smaller. You may start having the health problems of someone that's morbidly obese. Like, for example, knees hurting, barely can get around, tired. You may have been an active person that goes to the gym. Now, all of a sudden, because of this person that keeps saying that you're fat, even though you're not, now you're carrying on the characteristics of a fat person. And I truly believe, and I'm not saying anything negative about bigger people, because if you feel comfortable at your weight, then you feel comfortable at your weight. But I'm just using this as an example. The next thing you know, and I have a theory that this is what causes EDs. This is what causes EDs. And y'all know what I'm talking about when I say ED. E is in Edward, D is in dog. Uh, and I don't think that we're allowed to say the actual words. So I'm just going to say ED. Like the A word, anorexia. I think that that's what causes it. People that are a normal weight and they get bullied, and somebody just keep telling them, "Oh, you're fat, you're fat, you're fat." Next thing you know, you really do think that you're fat, but you're actually not fat. You're just like a normal weight. You look fine, but you think you're fat. And so, you know, I don't necessarily see that happening in the melanated community too much, but I do see that happening with a lot of white people that go through body, like dysmorphic body shaming and stuff like that. Body shame me, I'll fart in their face. I don't give a fuck. That's my reaction. to people trying to body shame me. I will literally fart in your fucking direction to let you know I don't give 10 fucks about what you think about. I don't. I am not sensitive to body shaming at all. I don't give a shit. Okay, you not. But if it's done repetitively enough, and then also there's something called like glamour spell. They utilize glamour too. Then and I think that it has to take some kind of action, which is why they usually will. You'll probably be going through like a bad lover, or either you'll have somebody that's possessed that's doing their bidding in your life, and the person may not be doing it or be an agent, and they'll be doing things like maybe slipping something in your drink. They will go as far as to poison people with certain medications. That's how sick they are in their plight, especially. And a lot of y'all, I be telling people, like, you can't be walking around looking all beautiful like that without some kind of protection. That's the truth. Vanity is a problem. You may not even think about the way you look. You may like the way you look. You may be satisfied with the way you look. Socially, people are accepting of you. You know what I'm saying? People tell you how pretty you are, how beautiful you are, how sexy you are. It, you know, and but people that feel bad about themselves are more than likely going to be parasitic, and they end up being psychic vampires. And it's like a curse that just keep it's like an infected it's like an infectious disease that gets passed on to other people, because they may not even look halfway bad, but they get infected, or they don't know how to deal with those spiritual etheric parasites that's on them, and then they come and they spread it around to other people. You know what I'm saying? It's not nobody's fault, but I do think also vanity has a lot to do with it. You know what? Honestly, maybe they need to go and visit a children's hospital, or maybe they're dying, because there are a lot of people that wouldn't give three fucks about what the fuck they look like as long as they're healthy. I always tell people, hey, listen, you know what? People come to me and they're like, oh my God, I want to reverse this aging. What did they do to me? This is what I used to look like. And you know what? I'm like, let's start on the inside, right? Because if you're not healthy on the inside, then what good is being beautiful? That's why I don't like plastic surgery, because plastic surgery can sometimes just cover up or surgically cut somebody open for some things that may be happening internally, spiritually. So you have to heal what's wrong on the inside, which is typically thyroid issues, which lead to possible constipation, diarrhea, and then anxiety or panic disorder, or things like tachycardia or bradycardia. Anxiety be like one of the biggest things though, because anxiety does and will eventually fuck up your health. So there's a lot of people that are very sick, like have sicknesses. And I personally, I mean, I would never give back. I like the way that I look. I'm happy with what God gave to me. Let's put it like that. Okay. I would never give up my beauty for those people, because there's a lot of people that go nuts like that. I would never give up my beauty for those for a parasite. Well, let me be ugly because that'll make it easier. Don't you dare. You better glow up. You better glow the fuck up. Okay? But maybe those people, because I think that it's interconnected, people that are not happy with how God made them, maybe they need to go and visit some people that are dying, who would rather have their health than to be running around here giving a damn about what somebody looks like on an outer appearance, because honestly, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It is. So there is really, and they always tripping off of standards of beauty. The only standard of beauty is God. And those people are not appreciative of the people that are in their lives that care about them, even. They will totally isolate themselves. Well, you don't like the way that you look. Okay, fine. But you still have people that love and care about you. What's up with that? They're still evil. They're still upset. They're still mad because they're not happy with the way that they look. That makes no sense to me. And it don't be nothing wrong with the way they look until they spend years and years and years parasiting off of other people, being evil, doing evil stuff, and then they really start to look like crap. They really do. I'm sorry. They just, they aura be all messed up and stuff. And it wasn't nothing wrong with the way they look. They just got what, however, God don't make no mistakes. However, God made you, that's how God made you. So it's so stupid. People are going through hell because of the way people look. People will curse you because they think they ugly and you pretty. And to me, that's very frivolous. That's not justified black magic. Oh, I'm mad at this person. I'm jealous of this person. I'm not going to say I'm jealous of this person, but I just want to attack this person because I'm jealous of them aesthetically because it's something about them that I don't have. Why don't you just appreciate yourself? And they'll they'll have people around them that's showing them love, or and they'll just blot all those people out. Those people don't matter, right? The people that showed you genuine love and kindness, they don't matter, right? And then even when they come into people to those people's lives, when they truly have genuine people in their lives, what do? They're still up to no good. Makes no sense. So technically people can't make you happy. If you're just a miserable person, you're just a miserable ass person. You know what I'm saying? But that's stupid to me. Like, no matter what you look like, there is no such thing as a standard of beauty. That doesn't exist. Am I lying? Have I lied yet? It isn't. Just because there's jackasses that come out in social media and be like, I think that Latino women or white women or Asian women are prettier than white women or black women. Who gives a shit about that person? Why would you let that affect you? Now that is pretty dumb and stupid for people to talk like that. Like, most people don't. So like a lot of them will run around here and be like, well, you know how the standard of beauty, how they'll say being white or European looking or a certain way is a standard of beauty. Since when? That's a lie. You fooling yourself. That's the result of paranoid delusions and schizophrenia. Either you're beautiful or you're not. And if you ugly on the inside, it don't matter what you look like on the outside. If you're an ugly person, which is a person that's unrighteous and has no justification. Like for me, me fighting with parasites and psychic vampires and fighting the good fight, that don't make me ugly. I'm doing what needs to be done. I'm doing God's work straight up and down. But a person that's just like, I don't like myself, I don't appreciate myself, and look at all those people over there, and look at that person right there. Who do they think they are? Oh, you think that just because you light skin, or you think that just because, you got pretty hazel color eyes, or you got this or that you better than somebody. And it's like, no, I don't think I'm better than anybody. I'm just existing. You think I'm better than anybody. You think I'm better. And it's so stupid. It's so dumb. It's the dumbest thing to be in a war about. But unfortunately, that's what's happening a lot. I've had several clients the past several months with that exact problem, being attacked, getting all kind of black magic done on them, because people are jealous of them, because people want to be them. That's the dumbest shit ever. Why don't you love yourself? Be yourself. Appreciate and value yourself. Oh, well, I think that that person over there looks better than me, but I'm going to sit up here and call them ugly because I feel ugly on the inside. And I want reality to be that that person feels as bad as I do and looks messed up like I do. And it don't really be nothing wrong with them till they ugliness come out. It's weird, you know? That's not worth it. I remember my mother before she died, years before she died, she made a Facebook post that was like, she was saying that, and I don't know why she was saying, saying it was the family, because, by the way, be careful with charlatans that's trying to attack your whole family anyway. That's something I'm gonna save for another day. How they after your family jewels. Anyway, but my mother posted something saying that, things are messed up because of vanity. And that is the truth. Like, love yourself the way the fuck you are. And that's the problem, is people not loving themselves. And they wake up every single day hating themselves and attacking people. That's a fact. Okay, have I lied yet? No, I have not. I have not lied yet. Causing all this ruckus and hell. Because they don't want to look like the way that they look. They want to look like somebody else. Getting plastic surgery to look like something else doesn't even really help them, because what they're dealing with is something that's internal and deep. If you're a person that's okay with yourself, they don't want you to be okay with yourself. Even to the point where I know that the ones that stalk me, every time I go live, they try to go, "Ooh, you." I'm like, every. I was about to say, I hope my cookies didn't burn. Every time I cam up, try to go, "Ew, you're so ugly." It's like, hun, don't hate me because I'm beautiful. They try to do it repetitively. Like, you're ever gonna convince me that I'm so ugly that I shouldn't get on camera? It's so childish too. It's very childish. Like, just be like, wow, absolutely ridiculous. This is the dumbest thing ever. Who told you to do that and why? When in reality, if it's ugly, they wouldn't even be bothering you, would they? If they thought it was something wrong with you, they'll try to act like you look like the elephant man or something, and you just be looking normal. They're weird. And I guess you supposed to be self-conscious about yourself like what they are. When they be far away from the camera, and when they do cam up, you know what I'm saying? It's weird. It's weird. It really is. It's like, and these is grown people. Surely after 40 or 50 years of life, you know yourself and you've accepted yourself. What 40 or 50-year-old person behaves that way? Like, okay, well, You know, I'm still gonna cam up. You may try to make me have like a problem with myself, but like it's weird. It's very weird. Well, you know, give me some milk, y'all. And you know what? People that are doing stuff like that, even though they may think that it's petty, they doing too much. They doing too much. They worrying the hell out of people way too much. They doing too much over something so trivial. Mm-mm. Mm-mm, hon. What do they call that? Shallow, superficial. That's superficial, you know? So it's really ridiculous. And y'all know y'all been seeing me cam up for years. Like you can even go back on this channel and look at me years ago. There's videos up on this channel that have been up. There's photographs of me all over social media that have been up since 2015, 2014. There's actually probably a few videos from before that. Now all of a sudden, because you decided that you wanted to be weird and goofy, I'm supposed to not cam up or feel, oh, is this something wrong with me? Do I look, what's wrong with me? Do I look bad? And people be looking at you like, no, you look fine. In fact, you look pretty. But you know, they want to steal your glow. They want to steal your shine. They want to steal your aura. Sick. So it's ridiculous. But anyway, y'all, I have been busy today. So I have not had time to upload the readings from TikTok to this channel. But, you know, because I don't, you know, I'm going to put them up on Instagram first. This channel, as far as readings right now, until I grow my audience on top of the 25,000 subscribers, I have to just grow my audience again since the channel got blacklisted to my old subscribers or whatever. So I have to do that. And so I don't prioritize it. Okay, guys, I got cookies and milk. I gotta go. Y'all have a good one, okay? Have a happy Thursday.